My name's Chris Tellis. My business is heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, also known as HVAC. And I hope this will benefit those of you who are starting your business and you just haven't worked up the nerve to step out and do what your God-given gifts are. And I'm here to encourage you today to do so.
When did you start your own business?
Actually, it has been 19 years now, Chris. 19 years I've been in HVAC. I left the appliance world and I stepped right into HVAC as a salesman.
So speaking of which, how did you get started in business? What made you decide to go into business?
Well, the hours in retail management were long and I had a young family, and I decided that if I am going to have an impact on my children and be a part of their life and growing, then I need my own business.
What were some of your biggest challenges when you first started?
Well, not knowing about this industry, there was a great learning curve. And you hire a lot of people who say they have knowledge, and you not having the knowledge to be able to determine how much knowledge they have. You find yourself losing a lot of money, time, and actually a lot of trust for people. And these are some of the things you experience when you don't know the industry yourself. And this is what I encourage anybody to do, is know your industry from A to Z before really stepping into it. Because you don't know the cycles of business, or in that particular business, you can be hurt, seriously.
You eventually got to the point you did know your business A to Z. How did you go about teaching yourself?
I went through from hiring people and looking over their shoulder and asking them questions and learning and doing some hands-on over and over, bit by bit. The pieces came together. But at the same time, you lose quite a bit of money in hiring people that really don't have your best interest. And you're going to run into a lot of these people along the way. We call them crabs. And these crabs don't want to see you succeed. But if you stick to your guns and you stay diligent, you will succeed at what you're doing.
Now, obviously, today you've built some clientele, but in the beginning, most people knew you as the salesperson, retail. How did you build your clientele in the beginning?
Well, it helps to be sociable. If you're not sociable, you will find that most of the people that you've had in previous business dealings, you'll be able to actually contact them, give them your information. I got some experience in the sales area with another heating and cooling company. And what that company did was they used telemarketing in the morning and telemarketing in the afternoon. That provided us with heating, cooling customers that had interest in any of those products, so that we could then go out to their home, do a service on the furnace or air conditioner, and then if we saw anything that was needed, we could begin to advise the sale of other items, maybe humidifiers or chimney liners or whatever the other items might be and what's needed, or even the replacement of their furnaces or air conditioners.
What do you do to get most of your business today?
Today, basically, it's mouth to mouth. and you can't beat mouth to mouth, you know? It's the best thing out there to actually have customers that are pre-sold by people that they know. Then that person is already perceived in their mind that you're the right person for the job based on the recommendation of their friend.
Mouth to mouth is obviously a really good way of doing it. But it's one thing to hope to get it. It's another thing to do things that compel people to want to do it on your behalf. Why do you think people are referring you so often?
Well, because I'm prompt, I'm trustworthy, and I know what I'm doing.
Being trustworthy versus proving it, do you do some things to help generate that trust?
When someone refers you, they're usually saying, well, he put in air conditioner for me, it works great, it looks great. He was prompt and his price is reasonable. That usually does it for most people, because that's what we're all looking for. We're looking for prompt service, we're looking for reasonable, we're looking for integrity.
What do you think makes you so much different than a lot of your competition?
Being prompt seems to be a problem with a lot of people in business. When you tell a customer you're going to be there at a certain time, be there at a certain time. If there are any changes, call in advance and let them know there are changes. Because there's a domino effect involved. See, when you tell somebody that you're going to be at their home at 12 o'clock, well, they make arrangements for that to happen. And then the person that they made arrangements with someone. And then that person made arrangements with someone. You see, so the domino effect has a lot of people involved in the timing of things, and a lot of people that don't really value people's time, they don't understand that the domino effect causes a lot of people to be thrown off just because you make someone late for their appointment.
Now, as our last question, do you have any suggestions for people who are just first starting a business? Things you might have done differently based on what you know today?
Well, I've always said this. If I had to start this business over again, I would have started knowing my business from A to Z. You know, don't laugh at the secretary's job because she's the secretary. You need to know that position. You need to know how to answer the phone. You need to know what your secretary does. You need to know what your bookkeeper does. You need to know how to deal with the time clocks. You need to know how to deal with the payroll service. There is no small job in the business. And from the service guy's job down to your cleaning check personnel, you need to know every position. Because when somebody is not there, guess what? You being the owner of it, you have to fill in. If somebody can't make it, guess what? It becomes your job for that day or that time when they're not there. So that's what I'm saying, is knowing the entire business from A to Z, from the top to the bottom, and that will save you a lot of money and a lot of heartache. When somebody doesn't know the position, you usually can wind up in a financial strait because it can cost money when you don't know what you're doing in this business. Thank
you very much. I appreciate you taking time to share some things with our viewers. So, have a good weekend, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.